JayMike
Joltter.
and this is Unisport.
Is this an uncut?
This is an uncut.
Damn, which episode is this?
It's number 44.
44?
Yeah, 44.
This time it's 44.
This time it's-
Let's get it on.
Okay, Joltter, is FLYKNIT taking over? Very, very simple question. We have our 10 minutes. Please be sound on it. There's no sound.
You're such a
no
letdown.
Now there's sound. We're gonna get the clock right here. There's gonna be sound. Is FLYKNIT taking over?
Well, at least Nike are doing their best to like put it on everything.
And that's what we're gonna discuss today, because if we look back just a couple of years, well, before 2014, there was nothing called FLYKNIT on football boots. Then we got the Magista Obra one, and now there's FLYKNIT on everything. So basically, the idea is to talk about how long FLYKNIT has come and where it's gonna go. What we think, obviously we don't know. Nike might have some surprises up their sleeves and, you know, discontinue FLYKNIT.
You never know.
You never know. But right now, it seems pretty unlikely. Let's just put it like that. Tiempo Legend 7, final boot that didn't have FLYKNIT, and now it has. And I think today we should probably discuss the introduction of FLYKNIT on the heel on the Tiempo, because honestly, you know, has it been taken too far, Jolter? With you know, they've introduced FLYKNIT. Of course, it's nice with the FLYKNIT tongue. I appreciate that. But the FLYKNIT on the heel? I mean, it's coated? Does it make sense?
I don't know, man.
I would say no. Because it's just any other standard, you know, it feels like any other standard stiff synthetic heel.
In all honesty, it doesn't feel like, okay, this is FLYKNIT. It doesn't feel like it.
And it feels a lot to me like they just whooped it on there so they could say now they have FLYKNIT on all 4 boots. Look at us, we're innovators. You know, I'm not hating on it because it's not doing anything wrong, but it just seems a little bit odd that instead of just, you know, adding the FLYKNIT tongue, which is really nice, I like that a lot, and just using, say, a Kangalite, you know, midfoot and heel. Why use FLYKNIT? It's not like FLYKNIT is super cheap to make. I mean, it's.
I'm sure somebody has a good answer to that question.
Probably,
you know?
probably.
Oh, they should at least.
I hope.
And, you know, now that we are at it, I might just, you know, point out that the Opus still doesn't have FLYKNIT.
The Opus still doesn't have FLYKNIT.
And for some reason, it's my favorite Nike boot at the moment. Now, I'm not saying it's the FLYKNIT, but I'm just pointing it out.
Well, let's look at it this way. If the Opus would one day turn up and have FLYKNIT, it would be the Magista Obra 2, but without the color. And that would be a shame.
Yeah, but maybe they would add like the Tiempo FLYKNIT. Make the tongue FLYKNIT.
That would also be
But in all honesty,
cool.
like, you know, when I tried on the new Tiempo, right? Like, I don't really feel the FLYKNIT. It's not like, you know, when you put on this boot, like, okay, this is FLYKNIT.
But,
you know?
but that's good, because that's the purpose. You're not supposed to feel it.
Nah, but then that's like, then I don't mind if they have FLYKNIT here, and there. Like, you know, this still feels to me like a very nice fitting leather boot, you know?
And it is.
And if they want to say that there's FLYKNIT on it, on the tongue, cool, you know? Do your thing.
But it's more like, is it... The question I wanted to ask was that, do you think that they're doing it just to have FLYKNIT on all 4 silos? Do you think they sat down and say, okay, Legend 7, okay, we gotta do this. We want the fit mesh, we want the foam to continue, but we gotta do a little something more. We gotta give it a little bit more jazz. I got it. Guys, let's do like we've done on the other 3 boots. Give it FLYKNIT.
Maybe, you know, it could be.
It just seems to me, it seems
like, you know, let's just put it like this. Right? Like, if they have FLYKNIT on all the boots, and maybe some people are like, oh, yes, it has FLYKNIT. Maybe they are putting it in as a, you know, potential, like, selling points to people who... So that, you know, people would get interested in the Tiempo.
Yes.
You know?
And I get it. It might get people who are coming from, say, the Superfly or the Hypervenom, but who want a bit more of a stable, classical sensation. But still want, you know, their high-tech innovations. They like their FLYKNIT, that sensation, that seamless transition from boot to foot that we talk so much about. And then now they can get it with the Tiempo. And again, I'm not hating on the Tiempo. I think the introduction of the FLYKNIT tongue or the sleeve here, whatever you want to call it.
It is comfortable.
It's very comfortable. I think it's brilliant. I just don't get why the heel is there. It just seems a bit redundant to me. And like they've just done it for the attention, which makes it feel a little...
Maybe, what about weight? Does it have something to do with weight?
It might be weight, yeah, that's a good point. But you still can get very light synthetic materials as well. But weight, I'm actually gonna buy that. If it's for weight purposes, I'm gonna buy it. But then again, you need to have something. If you want it to be stiff enough, you need to have the coating. You need to have some sort of liner, etc., etc. So maybe it's weight. I don't know. But looking at a bit of the development here, we started out with Magista, which was a very good starting point. It's still a very comfortable boot. Except for the fact that on the very first generation, some people, ourselves included, got terrible blisters from the tee. But apart from that, I know a lot of people who loved this to death. And it is a very comfortable boot. And back then, this was like one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously, it was insane. Like I will honestly never forget putting it on for the first time, you know?
Like putting on the Hypervenom, honestly, in terms of like newness. And
of course, like I will never forget putting on the Hypervenom 1 for the first time, but this was also like, you know, something insane just because of the sock.
Yes.
I think, like, you know, just the whole like, you know, the whole movement of putting it on, like you need to put it on like a sock and then it strapped your ankle. Like I was like, wow, this is something insane.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you. And it was a brilliant move by Nike. Then they made the Superfly, which in my opinion was even better. It lacked a lot of things. It didn't have the best lockdown in the world, and you know they fixed a lot of things on the Superfly 5. But you know the whole development on the Superfly was really good, I think, and it went to show that Nike could actually do a lot of things with the same type of material, which is I think something that was really paved the way for them using FLYKNIT on everything. Then we got the Hypervenom 2, which wasn't. I mean, it wasn't crap because of the FLYKNIT. It was just everything else around the FLYKNIT that was...
It was too stiff, you know.
It was just stiff. And then, of course, they gave us the Magista Obra 2. In my opinion, I think I would still, you know, I still like the feeling of the 1 a bit more. I do appreciate that this is very comfortable. It's very plush. It's very soft, slipper-like. I like the Magista Obra 1 a bit more, I gotta say. Hypervenom 3. Boom. Amazing boot. I like how they've actually, you know, played with the colors. So we have the Superfly, which is very slim, it's very tight, and it's just basically a tube. It's just there.
Yes.
I don't like the cut of the Magista sock. I actually want it to be the other way around, so it's high here and low around the ankle bone. But that's just me. I know a lot of people who thinks this is really comfortable. And then the Hypervenom, which I also think is, again, would like the inner thing to be under the ankle bone, but it's okay. It's nice and snug. That's how I like it, and it's a brilliant boot. And it goes to show, you know, especially the Magista and the Hypervenom, that you can actually use other technologies. You can use knit and then slap stuff inside on top of the knit, under the coating, all that stuff. I mean, the potential is still huge, Jolter.
Yes, and I think it's going to continue, you know, like they're going to continue using FLYKNIT.
Yes.
One way or another, like as we have seen now, you know, like a lot has happened.
Yes.
Right? So, and this is only a couple of years. So imagine 5 years from now.
But do you think, are we going to see like some FLYKNIT 2.0s? Are we going to see other types of, you know, fabric materials? I mean...
I would guess, you know, because now knit is like, you know...
It's the thing.
It's the thing. Like, for some reason, all the brands have jumped into the knit game.
Oh, they all figured out that knit is brilliant at the same time.
Yeah, man. Like, you know...
Come on.
But yeah, I think it's going to continue, you know? Like, I think... It might be just me. But I think the hype around, like, high-top boots is, like, narrowing down a little bit, you know?
Because
like,
it's become the norm.
Yeah, it's become too normal now.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people who love the high-top boots, you know? And that's cool.
And
But-
they have a
But now there's laceless. There's also these other things,
yes,
that
and
also come
it's
with
not
it.
like it's not like the very big end all be all thing at the market anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing with FLYKNIT is that we saw Adidas. They also went with the knit game. They actually released the first knitted boot in the Prime Knit Zambas before the Magista actually came out. But right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they did. And then, oops, we're gonna go a bit over time, as per usual. This is uncut. Then they've actually, we can discuss this if people want to hear, FLYKNIT versus Prime Knit versus Evo Knit. If they want to hear that discussion, we can make that discussion. But the funny thing is that Adidas have actually moved. They've done knit and then they've moved on from knit already. To the whole tech fit neoprene thing that we see. Of course, there is still knit on the Pure Control, but Nike have really embraced knit. They were the kind of like, it's accepted that they were really the first ones to release a mass-produced knitted boot.
Yes.
High top knitted boot.
Yeah.
And they've kind of made it their thing. I don't know if that's the reason why Adidas have moved on. We can discuss that later. But it's just, will FLYKNIT change drastically? Just briefly. Because I'm really in doubt.
It's hard to say, If I knew, I would work at Nike. But I think for now they are really proud of it,
Yes,
and
they should be.
And they probably, they've had a lot of good experiences from people who love the FLYKNIT, and that's why they just think, okay, let's just slap it on everything,
Yeah.
more or less.
But that's also dangerous. If you don't, yes, they evolve the FLYKNIT, but if they don't keep, really taking it leaps and bounds,
Yeah.
Every other or every third year, there might be the danger that FLYKNIT is stagnating. It's not yet.
But that's why I think it's cool that we still have a leather upper here.
Yes,
Boom.
yes.
And on the best boot on the Nike range, there is no FLYKNIT.
Which means that there isn't FLYKNIT on the Vapor. But Jolter, okay, so to sum it up, FLYKNIT is awesome. It's on every Nike boot. I love FLYKNIT. I've loved FLYKNIT ever since it came out. And I hope they can continue to evolve it so it doesn't become, just another thing. Because I think it's special. It's a brilliant material, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it in the future. So I hope they keep it and not just, overuse it because it's popular. I think they should use it when it makes sense and when they can do something extraordinary with it, because it is an extraordinary material. And with those words, I think it's time to call it quits. Do you have any more, golden nuggets you want to give to the people on the other side?
No, not really, Wear what you like, buy what you like, and that's it.
Listen to your Uncle Jolter. Anyways, guys, as per usual, tell us what you think about Nike FLYKNIT and Nike FLYKNIT being on all the full boots in the comment section below. Tell us what your favorite FLYKNIT boot is right down below. Jolter, favorite FLYKNIT boot?
My favorite FLYKNIT boot, you know what? I'm gonna then say this. I'm gonna say the Tiempo. The thing is that I haven't really tried the Hypervenom 3 low cut yet.
Nope.
So, I'm a little bit in between these two.
Same.
But honestly, I would say that I'm gonna enjoy the Tiempo more.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay.
Again, I haven't tried this yet. I'm gonna get into it slowly. So,
I'm torn between the Tiempo and the low cut Hypervenom.
Yeah.
Same for me. Anyways, guys, help us figure out what the best FLYKNIT boot is. Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure that you're subscribed and get, more or less daily football videos by clicking the green bubble over my head. And leave us a like if you had a good time. And lastly, Jolter, take it away.
share the video with the homies. Leave some comments. I'm out.